there are 5 steps to setting up Amazon PPC, and I'm going to show you how you can set up Amazon advertising for your business in just 4 minutes. I'm going to put a timer down below to show you how fast and easy setting up Amazon PPC is. And Amazon PPC is so powerful because when people are searching for things on Amazon, you can show up right at the top of the search results. And in fact, these sponsored products, the products that are being advertised on Amazon, show up at the top of the search results. And you can tell that these products are sponsored products because it has the word sponsored right here. So people are paying for these products to show up at the top of the search results. Versus our product right here, it's not a sponsored product. This is the organic result. So by using Amazon advertising, it allows you to show up twice in the listings, and it can guarantee that you show up at the top of search results. And there are 5 things that I'm going to go over in this video tutorial. The first thing we're going to talk about is setting up an automatic campaign, which is the easiest campaign to set up. It's also one of the most powerful and profitable advertising campaigns that you can set up, and it has some added bonuses that I'll talk about later in this video. Then after that, I'm going to talk about how to do keyword research, how to figure out what search phrases people are using in order to find your product. And the way that Amazon PPC works is people search for different search phrases in Amazon. For instance, for my new product, people would be searching for things like carnivore electrolytes. And you can target different search phrases and tell Amazon that you want to show up at the top of the search results for that specific phrase. Now keep in mind that every time your ad shows up at the top of the search results and someone clicks on your ad, you are going to pay money. And that's why it's called Amazon PPC, or pay per click. You are paying Amazon every time someone clicks on your ad. So you want to be careful what search phrases you show up for. You only want your product to show up on searches that are relevant to your product. And I'll explain what I mean by that later in this video. Because if your product is showing up in searches that aren't relevant and people are clicking on your product, just because that's what people do, is people click on random things. If they're not interested in buying your product and they're clicking on your product, you're gonna spend a lot of money, but you're not gonna get a lot of sales. And after we do the keyword research, the third thing I'm gonna show you is how to set up the ads targeting the specific search phrases that we want our products to show up for. Because the automatic campaigns, the campaigns I'm going to show you how to set up at first, they automatically target different keywords, anything that Amazon thinks is relevant to your product. Automatic campaigns are great when you're first getting started because you probably don't really know what people are searching for, and you want to use these automatic campaigns to see what search phrases are actually resulting in money in your pocket. But in the long run, it's going to be more profitable if you set up the manual keyword targeted campaigns. Another secret that a lot of people don't know about, and this is the 4th thing I'm going to show you, is you can actually target specific products. And this is called product targeting campaigns. And it's really powerful as well because you actually show up on your competitors' listings. So let's click on this guy right here. This is one of our competitors. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that all these products here are sponsored products. People are paying money to show up on this competitor listing. And you can do this, and I'm gonna show you how you can do this later in this video. And the 5th and last thing I'm gonna show you in this video is how to set up negative keywords. And this is one of the most important things that most people aren't teaching, most people aren't doing. This is a very important way for you to save money. And this allows you to tell Amazon which searches you do not want your ad showing up for. But let's dive in and let me show you how to start your first Amazon campaign, and let's start the clock. So the first thing you're gonna do is click on these 3 lines up here, and you're gonna go into advertising and campaign manager. And you have 3 different options here: sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored display. And what we're gonna be focusing on in this video today is sponsored products. This is the easiest Amazon advertising to set up. It's very beginner friendly. Sponsored brands, on the other hand, is what you see at the top of search results here. These are sponsored brands advertising. Really, you need 3 SKUs in order to properly use this. And this is what sponsored display ads look like. And I'll talk about both these in a future video, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. But we're gonna click on sponsored products and click continue here. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is create a name for this ad group. And I'm gonna call this close match for a reason that will become obvious later in the video. Then we're gonna decide which product we wanna create ads for. And this is the new product that I just launched, and we're gonna click add. Now we have 2 options right here. We can either do automatic targeting or manual targeting. And I'm gonna show you how to do both these, but since the first thing I'm showing you is how to set up an automatic campaign, we're gonna select automatic targeting, and we're gonna scroll down here below. Now, a big mistake that a lot of people make is they just click on this right here, set default bid. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set bids by targeting group, because there are 4 different types of targeting groups. There's close match, loose match, substitutes, and complements. And each one of these should have a different bid price. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn off loose match, substitutes, and complements. And let's quickly go over what the difference here is. So with close match, it's an automatic campaign, and Amazon says, we'll show your ad to shoppers who use search terms closely related to your products. If your product is Doppler 400 count cotton sheets, we'll show an ad when shoppers are searching for terms like cotton sheets and 400 count sheets. So close match is the type of ad that you're gonna wanna spend the most money for. They recommend here 92 cents per click. On the other hand, with loose match, it's 72 cents, substitutes is 13 cents, and complements is 71 cents. So just to show you the difference, let's talk about what loose match is. With loose match, it says, we'll show your ad to shoppers who use search terms loosely related to your products. If your product is Doppler 400 count cotton sheets, we'll show an ad when shoppers use search terms like bed sheets or even bath sheets or bath towels. So you can imagine if someone's searching for bath towels and you're selling cotton sheets, it's not really that relevant. I wouldn't want to spend a ton of money on this, but to start off, I always recommend just going with the suggested bids. With substitutes, on the other hand, again, if our product is the cotton sheets, it says we'll show your ad on detail pages that include 300 count cotton sheets and queen 400 count sheets. So that's relatively, that's related. And then there's complements down below as well. It says that we'll show your ad on detail pages that include queen comforter and feather pillows. So we're just gonna select close match for this one just to keep things simple and allow us to have a little bit more control. We're not gonna talk about negative keyword targeting or negative product targeting yet, though stay till the end of the video because we're gonna talk about that later. And we have a couple options here. We have dynamic bids down only, and fixed bids. It's up to you which one you wanna recommend. If you are a little bit tighter on cash, just go with fixed bids. It's gonna make it so you're only gonna ever spend 92 cents per click in this case, whatever your max click is. But remember, it could be lower as well. However, if you wanna maximize for sales and potentially even profit, dynamic bids up and down is really good. It will change your bid up by up to 100%. It'll make it so if Amazon thinks someone's really likely to buy your product, it will make it so that Amazon could potentially charge you over $1.80 for that bid. This also allows Amazon to lower your bid if it doesn't think that it's gonna result in sales. Another option is you could do dynamic bids down only. For now, we're gonna stick with dynamic bids up and down. Right here is a more advanced filter that allows you to adjust your bids placement. That's something I'll talk about in a future video. We don't need to worry about that yet. And then for campaign name, for this first campaign, we're gonna call it automatic campaign. And the start date would be today with no end date. And for daily budget, I recommend putting whatever you're willing to lose. Remember, in the short run with Amazon PPC, you're probably not gonna be making a lot of money. So maybe that's $5. They recommend a suggested daily budget of $14. That sounds fine to me. Let's start with that. And down here, if we wanna launch campaigns in other countries, we could do that as well, but we're really not selling our product in Canada or Mexico, so I'm not gonna worry about that. And just like that, we've launched our first campaign, we've launched our first ad group. And we're gonna click here on sponsored ads and then campaign manager, just so you can see what this looks like. So here's our first campaign, automatic campaign, and then within it is the ad group close match. And the way this works is you have a campaign, and then underneath that, you can have multiple ad groups. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create another ad group, and this time we're gonna change what the automatic targeting is. I'm gonna click paste, and we're gonna call this ad group substitutes. We're gonna go through the same process here. I'm gonna click add, we're gonna go to bidding strategy. We're gonna get rid of everything except for substitutes this time, and we're gonna click add group. We'll do the same thing again with complements here, as well as with loose match. And now we've properly set up our automatic campaigns, and we have the close match, the complements, loose match, and substitutes. And that's how easy setting up Amazon PPC is. However, this is just the very beginner version. Let me show you a little bit more of an advanced strategy that's still very easy to do, and it's gonna make you a lot more money. Give me another 10 minutes and I'll show you an advanced way of setting up your Amazon ads. It's actually very easy to do. I'm gonna explain it in a very step-by-step A through Z fashion. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know how to set up your Amazon PPC in a way that's gonna make you a ton of money. And keep in mind that this is gonna be a quick overview of how to set up your Amazon PPC. I do have a dedicated Amazon PPC course. There is a link down below in the description for that. And every once in a while, I do run discounts on this course. So if you're interested in an in-depth course about how to set up Amazon PPC, click on the link down below and you can get that specific Amazon PPC course. But now let's start the timer and let me show you how to set up your Amazon PPC. And as I mentioned, Amazon is just a search engine. People go to Amazon to search for things that they want to buy. For instance, people might search for carnivore electrolytes or carnivore electrolyte powders, pills, powder, no sugar, all these different things people are searching for in Amazon. And we need to figure out, what are they searching for in Amazon that's related to our product? And that's where this tool, Helium 10, comes in. And I have the hookup with Helium 10. There is a link down below in the description. You can use that link to sign up for a free account. But if you do want to unlock all the features of Helium 10, you are going to have to pay. As I mentioned, I do have the hookup with them. There is a discount code down below in the description. And I recommend signing up for this tool for at least 1 month to figure out what are people searching for in Amazon in order to buy your product. Because if you can figure that out, you can game the system, you can hack the algorithm, get your product to the top of the search results, and make a ton of money. So use that link down below to sign up for Helium 10 to get that discount code. But once you've signed up for Helium 10, there is a tool called the Magnet Keyword Research Tool. We're going to click on that. And I know that people are going to Amazon, they're searching for carnivore electrolytes, but what else might they be searching for? I'm not really sure. So I'm going to paste that in there and we're going to click on Get Keywords. And we can see that over 800 people per month are searching for carnivore electrolytes. So this is one of those phrases that we're going to want to make sure that we're going to target. But our goal here is to figure out what else are people searching for in Amazon that they would search for and want to buy our product. So one of the first ones that shows up here is electrolytes for water. And what's cool about Helium 10 is we can actually add this to our list of keywords that we're targeting. So I'm going to click here, create new folder. We're going to call this carnivore electrolytes. Click save. Now there are a lot of different results here. We have hundreds, if not thousands of different keyword results. And we're going to want to filter these so that it's actually somewhat relevant. And what I recommend doing is sorting by the Magnet IQ score. And before we go any further, one thing that I like to do is go up here and filter out some of the results. For instance, we don't want to target a search phrase that has a search volume of more than 5,000, meaning that if more than 5,000 people per month are searching for that search phrase, right now, I don't even want to target that because it's probably going to be too competitive. I also want to set the word count to a minimum of 2, and this is how many words are in the search. So if someone's just searching for a single word like electrolytes, it's too competitive. I don't even want to try to compete with them. So we're going to click Apply Filters. And we still have over 5,000 keywords that we're competing on. Next thing we're going to do is look at competing products, and let's put a max of 100 just to try to get some low-hanging fruit here. And just to make sure we're not wasting our time, let's go to keyword sales and put a minimum of 2 sales. That means at least 2 sales per month are coming from those keywords. And after going through this list, I ended up coming up with these as some common things that people would be searching for in order to find our product. So now that we have these search phrases, let me show you how to properly set this up. So we're going to go back to the sponsored ads here, click on Campaign Manager, and we're going to create a new campaign. We're going to click on Continue, and we're going to call this ad group Manual Keyword Targeting. We're going to add the product that we're trying to sell on Amazon. Now, depending on how much control you want, you could just create one ad group or you could create multiple ad groups. For now, just to make this easy, I'm going to show you this process by creating one ad group. We're going to go down and we're going to click on Manual Targeting and Keyword Targeting. Now, something that's really cool is Amazon actually suggests different keywords for you. It knows what our product's about and it suggests a bunch of different keywords. And we're going to actually add these keywords as well. Before we do that, we have to explain the difference between broad, phrase, and exact match. And what's interesting is usually exact match is more expensive than phrase or broad match, but in this case, it's actually reversed. So let's explain what broad match is first, then I'll explain what phrase and exact is. So using this example here of electrolyte powder, broad match means that we want to bid on any search that includes the word electrolyte and powder, even if there are other words in there. For instance, a search could say watermelon electrolyte drink powder, and our ad would still show up if we did broad match. On the other hand, with phrase match, the phrase electrolyte powder needs to show up. There can't be any words in between. So it would not show up for someone searching watermelon electrolyte drink powder. However, it would show up for watermelon electrolyte powder or even watermelon electrolyte powder drink mix. As long as the phrase is intact of electrolyte and powder and there's nothing in between those words, then our ad would show up if we did phrase match. The last type is exact match. And with exact match, I actually think exact match is the most powerful. Our ad is only going to show up if someone types in exactly electrolyte powder. Nothing more and nothing less. Now, generally speaking, I recommend doing all three of these. But if you're gonna be doing broad match or phrase match, you need to add negative keywords, and that's something we'll talk about later. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through here, and anything that seems relevant to your product, let's go ahead and add this. And you can scroll through here and you can add, there's so many different options it gives you. However, since we already have a list of keywords that we wanna target, we're gonna click on enter list, and we're gonna paste our list in here. We're gonna click on add keywords. And it says that 3 of our 24 keywords do not have a suggested bid. And so we're just gonna put a bid of 92 cents for now, but we can look at these later and we can adjust these. But if it doesn't even have a suggested bid, it probably means not a lot of people are searching for that anyways. So this is a list of all the keywords that we're gonna be targeting, meaning every time someone searches for one of these in Amazon, our ad is gonna be showing up. And at this point, we could add negative keyword targeting if we wanted to. Again, I'll talk about that later, but let's go down here. We can adjust our bidding strategy if we want, and let's have a campaign name for this. And let's just call this manual keyword targeting for now. And it says a daily budget of around $14 is recommended. We're gonna go ahead and click launch campaign. Now, I just showed you a very easy way of setting up your campaign, but ideally what you'd wanna do is create multiple different ad groups for each of the different topics that you're targeting. For instance, I'd have one ad group that was just about the carnivore diet, and it would include all the different keywords about carnivore. Another one that's just about flavorless electrolytes, and we would target things like flavorless electrolytes, flavorless electrolyte powder, no flavor electrolyte powder. We could even do another one about meat-based diet, because that's a little bit different than carnivore diet. And by having multiple different ad groups, we can more easily control them, and we can see which ones are actually creating a profit. But now let me show you how to do product targeting ads. And these are the ads that allow you to target your competitor's product. It allows you to show up right here on your competitor's page. So this is a very powerful type of ad for you to run. And to do this, we're gonna go back into our sponsored ads campaign manager. Then we're gonna click on create campaign. We're gonna go to sponsored products, click continue. We're gonna call this ad group product targeting. We're gonna select the product that we want to advertise. And then we're gonna go to manual targeting, but this time instead of doing keyword targeting, we're gonna click on product targeting. And we have two different options here. We can either target the entire category, which would be every product, every single product that's in the category sports, nutrition, endurance, and energy powders, which I probably don't recommend, but if you wanted to, you could actually refine that. And this is something that I talk about more in depth in my Amazon FBA program, the Passion Products Formula. In fact, I go into way more depth. We go into multiple hours worth of content in the Passion Products Formula. There is a link down below in the description for that. However, if on the other hand, you don't want to target the entire category, you can go into individual products, and we can target all the individual products that we want to show our ad for. So I'm gonna get rid of this for now. And we're gonna go through here. We're gonna see which products do we think that carnivore electrolytes is most similar to. And so we can add any one of these that we think is a good mix. And I'd recommend taking some time and actually thinking through which one of these do you want to have your product show up on their listing for. For now, I'm just gonna do this, and this is kind of expensive. I mean, these are very expensive bids, but it's interesting. We can then also do negative product targeting, and this is really good if you're doing an entire category. You could say, I wanna target all the products in this category except for whatever certain ones. We're gonna scroll down here and we're gonna put a daily budget of $14. We're gonna change the campaign name to product targeting. Again, right now, since this is just a very basic overview, we only have one campaign and one ad group. My recommendation to you is to actually do different ad groups for different types of products. For instance, I know there's a competitor out there called LMNT. And what I would do is create a specific ad group just for that company. And I would add all their products in that ad group. Then I would do a separate ad group for another competitor like Liquid IV, add all their products in that ad group. That way I could easily see that when I advertise on Liquid IV's products, I actually make money versus when I advertise on LMNT, I don't make any money. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and click launch campaign. And at this point, you can see that we have 3 campaigns: the automatic campaign, the manual keyword targeting campaign, and the product targeting campaign. And for all of these, we could add what's called negative keywords. And what a negative keyword is it tells Amazon that you don't want your ad to show up anytime a certain phrase or keyword is being searched. For instance, we could go to automatic campaigns, and since carnivore electrolytes comes in a tub and it doesn't come in individual packets, I wanna add that as a negative keyword. So anytime someone types in packets, I don't want our product to show up. And first thing I'd recommend doing is using your brain and think about all the things that someone might search for in Amazon that's related to your product that you don't want your ad to show up for, and add that into the negative keywords. But another thing that you can do is use Helium 10, use the magnet tool, go down this list and see everything that's relevant that people might be searching for, that if they were to search for that, you don't want your ad to show up for, you can put that as the negative keywords. If you're looking for more information on how to set up your Amazon PPC, I do have an in-depth Amazon PPC course that I'll put in the link in the description down below. However, if you are just a new seller and you're looking for a free alternative, I do have a free 8-hour step-by-step Amazon FBA course. I'll put that over here. But like I said, if you're looking for something really in-depth specifically about Amazon PPC, check out my Amazon PPC course.